Hey, it's Mari. It's been a while since we kind of gave you a little tour around our yard, and we thought we'd give you a look at what our yard looks like in December. So actually, we've had a few comments with people having a lot of frustrations with their canna lilies and them kind of dying and not having a whole lot of success with them. So I just wanted to show what this looks like when it's their downtime. Again, it's December now, so the sun isn't out for as long. It's not as hot as we are used to here in this climate. So I've kind of neglected our cannas over here for a little bit. It's not the rainy season either. So these guys, if you look over here, they're looking pretty drab, pretty dead and spent. So these already bloomed. The leaves, as you can see, are nice and crispy, but yet there's still some young growth over here. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that because I did get a comment from somebody just being really frustrated with it, but this is part of the natural cycle, right? So usually after they produce a flower, you can cut off this little part here and the leaves might stay nice for a little while, but know that you're gonna want to cut these because they're gonna start getting kind of yucky, and it's part of just the maintenance of them. And cutting these gives these the opportunity to grow. So I usually just come in here and chop them off, which I'm gonna do in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you what this looks like. I've already done this to the ones in the front earlier in the year, and it's taken maybe like 2 months for them to really grow back. So I'm gonna do this now, stack them up, and then I'll show you what the front looks like since we newly planted them. So cut. Okay, so it's pretty easy to clean up. So if you look around, it's looking maybe a little sad, but actually I like it to look a little bit clean, seeing that we have, these guys growing. If this happens to you, don't feel bad about it. These guys come back usually pretty strong, like whatever your next season is, or within a couple of months. For us, it's not cold enough to overwinter, so we just leave them in the ground and they continue to grow year round. Spring is usually obviously the best time, and then summer can be a little tricky. Don't feel bad about it. Just be patient and know that this is part of their process. So what they need a lot of is sun, a lot of water, and for me, I find that they do well with some fertilizer as well. So they're big feeders on those three things. But know that even if you give them that will be okay when they start to look like this, because you just cut them and let the new ones grow. What I have done here that is a little bit different, or that you might notice has really come along, is I've added some extra plants in addition to the canna, the muscifolias, mostly because of this reason. So when they die like this, I hate to just cut everything out and then just leave these little scraggly bits everywhere. So I did add another layer of plants. So the ones that you see down here, these guys are called, let's say they're burl marks or burley marks. I'm not sure how to pronounce them, but they're really good ground cover, and they stay like this basically all year round. They spread pretty quickly. They're very easy to propagate, which is what I've done with these guys. And so when I do cut my cannas down, at least it's not an empty, gardening bed area. So I still have this. I've also planted some of these are Ardeca palms that I've taken from cuttings. Actually, I've separated some of the ones that we have over here just to have something tall and just vertical interest eventually, but a very thin trunk. So I'm not looking to have it be very clumped the way that we have it on this side of the fence, where it's going to act more as a privacy screen. We can actually go to the front so you could see the other cannas that I've already cut back a couple of months ago. So you can see that they really do bounce back. Okay, so we are here at the front of the house, and I'm not sure if you remember what it looked like from one of the last videos that we did about a year ago. Actually, it's been like a year and a half because it was summertime of last year, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, you'll notice here that we do still have cannas. These guys have grown a ton. These are the Hawaiian tea plants. But if you walk over here, you can see what I'm talking about. So these guys, I actually had to cut back. I had really strong growth from them earlier in the year when I first planted up this bed again, and we mulched it and we put in our drip irrigation, and they were doing extremely well. We also had some giant elephant ears that we put in, and they were just beautiful with their huge tropical leaves and everything. After a little while, they started to look a little sad, and they started to look, we had a lot of problems with pests, including the lubber grasshoppers, I think that's what they're called. The huge grasshoppers and just a bunch of stuff. So I ended up just cutting them back to where it was almost bare, similar to what you saw in the back over there. And this is what it's looking like now. This is like months later. And I'm really surprised to actually see this type of growth at this time of the year, considering they're not getting as many hours of sunlight as they're accustomed. It's not springtime, so I think they're doing pretty well. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them here. What I did add between the last time you saw a video posted out here was that we also added some of the burley marks. I also had some annuals down here, white annuals, and they didn't last the year as you would imagine they would, but they did look nice for a little while. This just gives me an opportunity to do something else there in the front. So I did plant these a little bit further back so that I can add something colorful here in the front. But these guys, again, they're from cuttings from a plant that we bought, maybe like 2 years ago. I think we bought maybe 5 or 6 of them. And now I literally have these along, this border, along the border in the back, and a big patch of them over on the other side of the house, just from cuttings. And they're pretty easy to propagate, and they really do give you that tropical look, very easy to take care of, and you can kind of cut and maintain them to the shape that you want, as long as it's a mounding shape. And that's where we are. What? It's a trophy. All right, we're good?
I don't know.
I hope you found this video to be helpful, and I hope that you are not still discouraged from growing these. You just have to have a little bit of patience and understanding how these plants grow and their cycle and kind of what to expect from them. So I'm learning as well, we're learning as well, and I hope you continue to watch our videos and kind of go on this journey with us. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hello. I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
I'm recording. Go ahead.
Are you recording? All right. Hi. I don't know, man. I'm not sober enough for this.